Well, hello. Today we're going to be doing a round trip around 100 kilometers in the area of Charente-Maritime, where I live. And we're going to go along the coast road following the beaches of Meschers, St Georges de Didonne, and Royan. But then after that, obviously we're going to be circling around. And whereas the map often makes it look out as though the roads are fantastic, sometimes there are a few things in store that aren't necessarily great for a scooter. So here's a sneak preview of what's coming up today.
Well, now he really shouldn't have done that. We're in a 30 zone. I'd say this is about at my limit. I mean, it's really quite bumpy. Just ahead there on the left we have the white cliffs, not of Dover, no, the white cliffs of Talmont-sur-Gironde, which is the fabulous little picturesque village that we shall soon be coming up to on the left. So I thought we'd just come into Meschers itself because it really is a charming little place. Extremely popular, especially in the summer. And this is like the main square, church, cafe. There's a fairly steep hill coming down. I would wager that there will be people already on the beach, despite the fact that it's 8 o'clock in the morning.
So from Meschers, we're going to head northwest along the beachfront of St Georges de Didonne, which isn't on the map, and then Royan, followed by Vaux-sur-Mer, and then up to point number 1 on the map.
Well, I'm now on the road from Meschers towards St Georges de Didonne, and on my left there are many places to stop because you have access to a whole load of different beaches. So now we're coming into the area that is the main beach of St Georges de Didonne. It's a huge, long, sandy beach, a couple of kilometers I would say. Parking around here is completely free of charge, which some of you will be thinking, my goodness. Well, here, thank goodness, in France, we mostly have free parking for this sort of thing. You can see the Église de Notre-Dame. Yes, it's not a cathedral. It looks like it should be a cathedral, but it's not. It was completely reconstructed in the 50s, unfortunately out of concrete. I mean, personally, I find it a bit of an eyesore, if I'm being completely honest. And here we are, the actual entry into Royan. The architecture in Royan is incredible. I mean, just look up here on the right. Beautiful house with its tower like that. And yet, right next door, oh no, he really shouldn't have done that. We're in a 30 zone, and they've overtaken me on a double white line. Dear, dear me. This is really the main, I suppose, commercial area of Royan. Lots of lovely shops, boutiques, restaurants of course, and really very, very nice. Well, directly ahead you can probably just see the ferry. This is the ferry that takes you from Royan across the estuary to Verdun, and it's about a half an hour on the ferry, I guess. Sorry, those speed bumps are really quite imposing. Anyway, the ferry takes about half an hour to get across, and then you're into the Medoc and all the vineyards and little villages of some of the most famous wine growing villages, and I was going to say in the whole of France, but almost in the world.
So we're going to head north towards Vaux-sur-Mer. They're going to go east, northeast into the famous oyster beds of the area. And there we've got a bit of a surprise at a roundabout.
It is really quite a relief to have a little bit of shade, and under the trees the temperature is a little lower anyway. So we've turned off from the coastal roads and the town centre of Royan. Now we're headed out more to the southeast now, just following the small roads. There's a pair of hands opening an oyster, or cracking an oyster, such is its fame around here. Of course, I'm relying on Kalimoto. All I did was say I wanted to do a trip from home, about 100 odd kilometers. We go northwest, and Kalimoto just then says, okay, I'll take you on a nice windy route. And for the most part, it's pretty good. Kalimoto slips up a bit if you go too much off-piste. Oh gosh, I don't know why he wants me to go down here now. Okay, fair enough. Oh gosh, that looks all right. I thought it was a bit of a dirt track, but no, it's okay. Sometimes you got to be a bit careful with Kalimoto. If you actually select very windy as opposed to just windy, it can really take you down some stupid places, which may be fine for an adventure bike, but not great for the Forza 350. I'd say this is about at my limit. I mean, it's really quite bumpy. You can't feel it, but I certainly can. And that's the subject of another little discussion I'll be having with you very shortly about the shock absorbers on the Forza 350. Another magnificent little tower there. Well, a spire, what would you call that? Anyway, it looks absolutely gorgeous, doesn't it? We're getting closer to home now. We're about 21 kilometers from home.
Well, that brings today's coastal ride to an end. Thank you very much for coming along on the journey, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you again soon on another John Slow Roads in France. Bye.